A modern-day version of circling the wagons. Dozens of out-of-town and out-of-state ambulances and EMTs.
Glad to be here to help out.
Staging in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, Tuesday night, preparing for the expected new wave of coronavirus patients.
The peak is over the next 2 weeks, and this is tracking mortality.
In Washington, Dr. Deborah Birx and Dr. Anthony Fauci, the two most prominent faces of President Trump's coronavirus task force, have been echoing the sense of urgency from state and local officials.
The virus, if left to its own devices, will do that dark curve that Dr. Birx showed you.
And on Tuesday, for the second day in a row, the president himself embraced his team's sense of urgency about the crisis surging across the nation, from New Orleans to Detroit and Miami.
This could be a hell of a bad 2 weeks. This is going to be a very bad 2 and maybe even 3 weeks. This is going to be 3 weeks like we haven't seen before.
The president also says the federal government is ready to strategically disperse its stockpile of ventilators to medical workers in the trenches, many of whom have already spoken out about their displeasure with the federal government's response up to this point.
They are going to be facing a war zone. That's what it is.
Perhaps only in a time of war would you be looking at New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio overseeing plans to convert part of the U.S. Tennis Center in Queens into yet another of the region's new emergency hospitals. This one for 350 non-COVID-19 patients.
It is specifically going to help patients who come through Elmhurst Hospital.
In this new war, COVID-19 remains ruthless in its spread across New Jersey, rising to almost 19,000 confirmed cases and 300 dead. They include a 33-year-old firefighter in Passaic, a 30-year-old varsity baseball coach in Cliffside Park, and several elderly or immunocompromised residents at a long-term care facility in Passaic County, where Anthony Gesamondo's mother is still staying.
Pretty worrisome, to say the least. You know, you can't go there, you can't see her.
So if you've been following this story, as we know that you have every single day, you know that there was a disconnect as recently as a couple of weeks ago between what President Trump was saying and what we were hearing from his task force that now seems to be resolved. Everyone on the same page. Well, there's another disconnect that needs to be addressed. Vice President Pence talking about dispersing from the federal stockpile ventilators to various states in the hundreds of units. In New York, you're hearing about a need for ventilators that ranges in the thousands. That still needs to be addressed. And again, Sunday, April 5th, going to be a very critical day for our area indeed. We're live in Sunset Park, Brooklyn tonight. Jay Dow, Pix 11 News.